This video is called Our Dad's Garage. He's my dad. Yeah!
I mean, you can see this, man, it's a great trailer. And it will be really cool. Cynthia's going to bring it down to Bible Grove and bring her horses down. She's got these beautiful Arabian horses, and they're very well trained and really good around kids, so we'll be able to bring them down. But we're going to do a little bit more work on it. We're going to replace the awning over the slide out. We've got to do some waterproofing along the roof up there. That whole seam up there, I believe, is where the water leak is. Water leak should be coming from somewhere just above that, right in that space right in there, I believe is where the water's coming in. It's actually above the level of the slide out, you can see on the inside, so I know it's not coming from the slide out itself. All right, we're going to take a look at the roof here. Now, somewhere just above the back side of that slide out right there, there is a leak. I can't exactly pinpoint where it is, but there's 1,000 rivets across the top, and you can see kind of that crack right in there is not watertight. And so what I'm taking is, this is just acetone. And I'm pouring that acetone here on top of this aluminum, and I'm taking off everything that I can with this scrubbing pad to give this EternaBond something to grip a hold of. And we're just going to cover that whole seam right there on both sides with some 4-inch EternaBond, and that's the stuff that will absolutely guarantee no leaks along that seam. Now, we may come back and do some more work along these, but I don't think that those are our issue. Water typically doesn't do entry on the sides like that because it'll shed right off. But it's these top pieces right here where water tends to want to stand or run backwards. That's the places where I suspect we're getting some roof leaks. So I'll go all the way around with this acetone and clean up that edge all the way around and on the back side too, and get this entire top seal done in a silver EternaBond, and that should last years and years, probably 10 to 15 years easily. This stuff's pretty wicked. Definitely leaking here, definitely. So I think that's where all of our water issues are coming from. And you just want to give it a nice clean surface for that EternaBond to grip. That's all we're looking for. All right, and now I'm up here on the roof, just above the slide out, and I'm looking along this line here, and lo and behold, there are 2 rivets that are missing right here. So this is where, more than likely, all of our roof water leaks. This is where all the water damage is, just below here, but it is above the level of the slide out. And it may be that it's just been in there a long time. This has been repaired, but that water has been sitting in there a long time. I don't know if that's the case or not, but somebody has repaired this before in the area where that water leak was, and maybe they assumed this was where the water was coming from, but it's really coming somewhere else, and they have gotten that repair done on the bathroom area once before, but it never really fixed it. So I think the EternaBond will get us the results that we're looking for. Okay, well, if you do it right, you'll use 2 or 3 of those scouring pads. You go all the way around your outside edge. You get that super, super, super clean. You want about 4 inches. Same width as your tape. All the way up around the front, and you're ready to go. All right, and what you do is you get a starting place, and you peel back your clear, the backing, and I pull it over here 90 degrees out of the way, and I start it out. I lay it out along my path, and I start it out in the right direction, and you just want to get it laid down and stretch it as you go, And as you go, you pull the backing tape off and you smooth it, and you go just a little bit at a time, and you keep going. And if you could do it in one continuous run, that would be great. If you don't, you need to get some scissors, and use some scissors that you don't want to use again, because this glue is wicked. Actually, that acetone back there will take the sticky off. You can clean up with that, but it will be bad on a pair of good scissors. So I've got it along the path that I want, and all I do now is just come along and pull my backing tape out from underneath it. And as you pull the backing tape out from underneath it, you come back in and you smooth it down, and that's how you do it. And that's what it looks like when you get the whole side done. And that will seal that up forever and ever, amen. So what I like to do is the two sides first. So I'll go ahead and do this side next and get them done, and then I will do the back two pieces, the front piece and the back piece, with one continuous piece if I can. And then I also like to come around and go around the bases of anything like antennas. This piece here will get replaced because it's got a crack in it right here. So that, I've already got a new one of those to go in, but I will also go around these vents here. These vents are for the horse stalls, so not terribly concerning, but any place that you can get water in the roof is a place where water can get under the roof and travel down to the lowest place, depending on where the camper is parked, or the position of the camper when it's parked. And you could get water damage in the lowest corner from a leak on the opposite side. There is no caulk around that sink vent there. That's the vent for the sink and the toilet. And probably the tanks. I don't know, I haven't seen that vent. And there is no caulk around someone installed a FM radio antenna here. There's no caulk around that. So things like that leave me suspicious as to where that water may have come from too. Both of those are within, you know, just a few feet of the opposite side here where the water damage was. So if the trailer was tilted even slightly in this direction, if it was just off just a little bit and water was coming in at that where there's no caulk here, it could have easily run right across the ceiling and then come right down here and then damaged all of that corner. Or same thing in here. So you just don't know with water. You have to treat, you got to do the whole roof, and you got to do it right. And VersaBond is a great thing. I was going to say too, I've got a good friend of mine, Olin Witt, who owns a bus charter company called Coach's Quarters. And Olin uses this product on these $1 million Prevost buses. So if he has them on, he uses this for the roof of his Prevost buses, I can tell you this is a great product. Okay, and that's what it looks like when you're finished, if you're wondering. That stuff seals up like crazy. Just tell you, word to the wise, don't ever try VersaBond on something you don't want to ever get it off of, because it will not come off. That's the way it's designed, and it's designed well for that. And that will seal that roof up. I'm going to go back around that little vent over there just for a second and seal that up. But that's got the roof in pretty good shape.